So.
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 So snap, so snap.
So.
Snap.
So.
Snap.
Cut, so, cut, so.
Cut.
So.
Cut.
So.
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 23.
Washington Place.
Greenwich Village.
New York City.
1911.
1911.
America is melting.
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 The sound of bells. Yes. The bells are ringing for us. I hear them.
For us all.
In my mind's eye, I can see myself as a dove with elegant, snowy wings, gliding, softly flapping through the ocean of clouds. The ringing of the bells draws my tiny body closer, closer to the edge of the sky. I am drawn to the rays of sun glinting off of my crystal chariot.
In my home of Warnemund, my father would cook sausages.
Air fills my lungs. Clean, fresh air.
My father would fatten the casings and he would throw the dead pieces of meat onto metal rods, lifeless, impaled.
And the buildings stretch out into space. I can feel the hard tips of the cinders graze my fingers.
Higher and higher we go as our bodies lift gracefully towards the open land. In the flash of a flame second, I sense
the opportunities.
The fire would ignite with a thunderous roar. My mother would laugh at the sight of the stinking, smoldering flesh.
the freedom.
Freedom.
It meant we had enough money to eat.
Why?
And I would watch the small pieces of animal flesh scorch underneath the flames.
Why? So young.
I always ate so many pastillas that they called me the little dough girl in Russian.
As the drippings of the animal's lard plummeted toward the open flames through meager metal rods, there was the sizzling sound, and then a
pop, 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 pop,
pop,
pop,
pop, pop, pop,
pop.
pop.
This dress I'm wearing is from Poland. Our wages are so low at the factory, can't even afford to buy one of their cheap garments. This tattered dress I'm wearing belonged to my mother. She gave it to me before we left, before the trip, before we left the old country.
That was many years ago.
My sister was barely old enough to comprehend.
Get to work.
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 Work, 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 work.
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 Work. Work.
From the outside, this tall, magnificent building looked
Strong.
when in reality it was fragile.
Like the shell of an egg.
Mother was.
Weak, was always trembling. Her mind was tough, but her body was
Brittle.
brittle.
I can barely remember my mother. She did not smile often.
We came to America, and that made her very
Sad. There was joy inside, but at the same time, utter sadness.
My mother's eyes were sapphire, deep oceans. I can see them piercing through the water into the atmosphere. She sees me. Between the rusty clay of the setting sun, my mother's eyes glow outward across the skyscape.
My father loved her very much, but my mother's
eyes. Inside her saddened eyes, there is a place of maternal comfort for me, for my sister. Within the rim of her iris is where I live now. Last evening, I met a man, Garcilanco. He hailed from Sorrento, 6 feet tall, chestnut-colored hair, the most impressive amethyst eyes. How striking he is. Arm in arm we strolled as we turned the corner around 13th Street. My heart, for the first time in its life, felt the strange elation I had only known from literature. I began to pull ahead down the sidewalk, but Garcilanco held me back in a sensitive sort of manner. We walked along the storefront until we stopped at one. We looked up. Mazzarino's Italian Food. Beneath the red and green painted sign, he confidently approached the window and waved his hand. In an instant, a flicker of light. I looked up at this gorgeous stranger whose arm I had clutched as if to hold on forever. He smiled down at me. I blushed, but I managed to smile back. Then Mr. Mazzarino opened the door and welcomed his only customers in for the evening as we sat down at a table for 2. He closed the front door. Out of the corner of my eye, I caught a glimpse of Mr. Mazzarino smiling. Then he turned off the kitchen lights and walked right out the back. And just like that, we were alone.
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 Alone in the restaurant, Garcilanco told me how Mr. Mazzarino had been his neighbor in Naples, and how he had known him since he was a young boy. He told me stories of his past, how he had helped his uncle pull in kingfish in giant nets at the docks, and how he had learned to club these enormous creatures over the head until they struggled no more. As a boy, he was told this was merciful, but cried every night after by himself in bed. His heart was tender, trapped within the strength of his chest. We shared stories of our past, our lives, and our dreams for the future. In fact, when I told Garcilanco I wanted to be a designer in fashion, he didn't laugh like so many others had. He looked into me and said in a calm voice,
I know you will be wonderful.
my entire existence culminated into one single night. That night. Oh, how many lives would one give to explore the world on a night like that?
We have all the time now.
Time.
Time.
All the time that planet can offer us. We are no longer looked down upon as immigrants. Filthy, gritty immigrants, they call us. Why? Why are we so disgusting?
Why are we so different?
But we are no different here. Here we are exactly the same. Breathing and living and dreaming among the heavens, just like the rest of the city.
I'm scared.
Don't look down. Never look down.
It was hot. The heat was in my heart. The heat was in my...
Head.
The heat was in my...
Soul.
The heat was...
Don't.
Don't!
Don't!
Don't look down.
Never look down. And so I looked out, straight out into the future. Forward were my eyes. Forward were my hands.
So.
Forward was my future.
So.
As the wind snapped at my ruddy cheeks, high above the atmosphere, I could see a large man with beady eyes standing at a door. His eyes peered into the depths of my being.
What's in your bag, Missy?
Nothing.
Empty the contents.
No,
Empty your bag now.
they're only scraps.
What is this?
They're scraps of fabric. We don't use them for trousers or anything. We throw them away. They're scraps of the trash.
Lock the doors.
No.
No.
Lock them, I say.
Let me out.
I can't breathe. I cannot breathe.
Come with me.
No.
Now.
No.
You can tell your story to the owners.
No.
Let's go.
Let her go.
Let me go.
Come with me, urchin.
No.
No.
I am free.
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 So.
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 Faster.
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 So.
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 Leave her alone.
She doesn't sew.
Let her go.
Doesn't sew, she will be let go.
We're Americans.
And what does that mean?
It means we have endurance.
Determination. And strength.
Perhaps, but for how long?
As long as we survive.
We'll see about that.
Air. I need air. I want air.
You'll sew until the ending bell.
She needs to breathe. She needs a break. You lock us away like animals.
You steal and lie. Who's the animal now?
I am clear. I can pass. I collect myself and I push against the door. It does not move. I push again and again with all my weight, but the door does not move. The door is locked.
Away in our own little world, Garcilanco and I strolled through the crisp January air. His warm hand tickled my palm, and his fingers crawled like loving little spiders, and then he wrapped his hand in mine. He swung his other arm around my back and drew me in a warm embrace as we stood face to face. I thought he was going to touch my lips with his, And as I leaned in to meet his breath, he jerked my body away and we began to dance. I let out a startled scream of joy, and just like those forgotten childhood summers in Innsbruck, we danced and laughed. The cathartic tones and forgotten rhythms enveloped my body, and the entire day at the factory was forgotten. We swung our young, precious bodies around and around in the middle of Times Square. There was no music, but we danced nonetheless. Onlookers pointed and laughed at the crazy immigrants swinging around the men carrying boxes and the horses and carriages. Across the light of the street candle, our shadows danced over the moonlight. How does this remarkable man, who knows nothing in the world about me, know that when I am dancing, the music possesses my feet and feeds my soul full of mirth? How did he know this? We only met 9 days ago, and yet he's mysteriously entered my soul and found the key to my laughter. I let my body and spirit run.
Free.
And loose.
My mind is untethered like a carousel as it spins. The sweet chords of the instruments rub my temples and sink deep within the pores of my skin. As we enter my front door, the smiles on our lips drop into thin, straight lines. Soft and slow. The taste of his lips is safe. The ecstasy of his breath irresistible. The gleam in his eyes as we finally pull ourselves away. This drop of time I will always carry with me, for I will never see him again. And now there is
Nothing.
Nothing.
There is nothing. My bones are melting. My skin is flaking as the searing heat licks my brain. Crimson Dragon is tugging at my soul while drops of blood perspire off my eyeballs. The shards of broken veins burst in my legs. Capillaries fuse with the frail, chalky bones of my broken body.
I have never seen such height.
I can feel her heart hammer through her chest. We hold each other so tight that her bony ribs stab through my ashen, searing skin.
Smoke begins to fill my lungs. I must leave. I must escape. Hand in hand, we slip our charred, broken bodies through the red bricks and shards of broken glass. I can hear the terror, the screams of the people on the street below.
We are 9 stories up.
And afraid of heights.
As we begin to descend the window out onto the fire escape.
I hear a voice, a primal howl. A girl screams from inside the building. She speaks Russian. The girl is shrieking, thrashing around like a savage beast. I can only see her backside. I hesitate and then I move. In an instant, I stop as the body turns around. Flames of fire are bathing her torso, her flesh the pyre. Her dress and hair were once tender, smooth. Her arms flail wildly. I can see bone. I don't know this girl. I've never seen this person in our factory, or maybe I have, but I can no longer recognize her as the hellfire envelops her face. I move towards her, but my sister pulls me back.
Come back!
I break free and run towards the wild creature. Before I can take 2 steps, the wooden floorboards beneath my feet give way, and for an instant, I feel all of my internal organs in my throat. My body falls. As my arms reach instinctively upwards, I can feel a pair of hands grab my wrists. It is
me,
my sister,
the person I'm closest to in this world.
Lena.
Yetta?
Yetta,
Yes,
Father?
Father?
My daughters, we have given your life meaning. Be free. Live as you couldn't in our old world. This new land is wonderful. Its people are magnificent. I must go now.
No.
It is the will of God. Now is the time. The mighty Lord bless you both with the wings of angels, and I cannot help but feel proud that I have helped you to fly. and you will live a long and wonderful life.
Father,
No tears, no sorrow, only life. Live your life, my children. Make me so proud. I will see you again beneath the rainbow. Farewell.
Father.
And now we are together. Finally together. I am with the person I am closest to.
The person I'm closest to in this world, my sister.
sister.
Glancing down through the cedar, cindered planks below my feet, I spot the tempest that is the raging fire. Through the searing heat, time freezes. Girls like us, barely women, are running, screaming, dying. I can see the pictures in my mind, unclouded like moving photographs.
I pull.
My sister pulls my tiny body up close to hers, unscathed, safe.
We are safe. We race to the window where hundreds of bodies are wedging, crushing their way out of the 9th story. The building's frame is splitting. The structure is collapsing. The heat melts the mortar between the red bricks. As I put my hand on the outer wall, it simply gives way 9 stories down to Green Street. I look out over the abandoned confines. My long auburn hair whips across my mouth. Sweat and smoke pollute my brain. Yetta is in my arms, stiff, still, like a porcelain doll. Down below, I can make out a circle. A group of men hold a massive net.
A circular net.
Like fishermen, they've come to take us home.
They can catch us like butterflies.
Yes, the fishermen are strong. Day in and day out, they provide for their family. They look after the family. It is the way of things in Italy. It has always been this way. Yes, I can see them. The men are wearing bumblebee-striped hats and heavy wool coats. Their strapping voices rise through the ebony smoke and the winding soot. Their resonance is garbled, but solid.
Jump!
Jump!
We must jump.
Jump!
Jump!
Like creatures of the ocean who want to be caught.
But the women are terrified, frightened.
You must jump!
Our spirit is undeniable.
Yes.
And now we are the creatures in the ocean waiting to be caught. A girl's body pushes mine out over the edge. I didn't know who she was. I never got to look upon her face. And without another thought, another word, or another human being to touch, I am falling straight towards the earth, toward Green Street.
Green Street! You must
You
jump
must
onto
jump
Green
on to
Street.
Green Street!
The mere word brings a smile to my face. Green. Green. I'm reminded of the summers in Hanover.
Summers in Innsbruck.
The summers in Slovakia.
The luscious blades of towering grass. I would hide from my brother as we would play childish games and my parents would try to find us. Succulent blades of towering grass. In a game that we loved so much, I would hide from my brother and he would hide from me. Deep in the grass behind the weeds, silent and motionless until
Here, below the street. Come on.
a spider.
I got it.
It bites.
So do I.
It'll bite you.
It's just as much afraid of you as you are of it.
I feel when I'm here, nothing else matters. The fighting, the pain. Promise me that when you get married one day, that you'll be good to her.
Who?
The one you will love. Never strike her. Never hurt her. Promise me.
I promise.
Protect me from the world.
I'm your brother. I will always protect you.
Even against him.
When I am big and strong enough, yes.
He hurts me. Father hurts me in ways.
I know, but I promise you, when I am strong enough, he will never hurt you again.
They never knew where we went to escape the pain. We would escape among the green, the beautiful, rich fields of emerald, jade, and malachite. It seems so simple, but he never came after us. After me, when we were here among nature. It was only in the confines of that house, the confines of that building that held my soul captive.
As I gaze across Manhattan's skyline, the black, braiding smoke has cleared for a moment, allowing, finally, the snow clouds to almost reach out and caress my hand, alluring me, inviting me. With my sister's head buried in my chest, we jump. And for an instant, we are flying. We have wings and we can fly. Our wings will take us. In a fraction of a second, our world has become a microcosm. My entire life fits on the head of a pin. So many pins. Our lives are threaded to this moment, to this place. The pattern of our lives is now exposed.
As I peer through the crumbling edifice, I can now hear the cacophony of languages sifting through the haze of confusion. For the 16 years I have lived in the United States, I have not spoken a word of Russian. I speak in English. I read in English. In Russian, the words are harsh and bitter. In this new world, the words flow and fly. For English is now my tongue. This is how I will remember. My father instructed us.
Gather round now. Gather round, girls. Come, come.
Mother had passed before the journey, but my father held such a warm heart, and against all odds brought us to this land of new.
You will be in America soon. You will speak only English.
No, Papuchka.
No, in English. Do you understand?
He taught us the words.
Work,
Work.
Work.
play,
Play.
Play.
joy,
Joy.
Joy.
heart,
Heart.
Heart.
compassion,
Compassion.
truth,
Truth.
family.
Family.
You are my family. What has been left behind is only a memory. Live now, my children. Live now. Work hard. Enjoy your life. Look forward and never back. I will soon pass, and Lena, you will soon become the head of the family. Do you understand?
Father, I am frightened.
Lena, you have a firmness, vitality. You'll one day find that strength in great measure and lead this family.
Yes, Father.
Never forget, never look back, and never,
Look down.
never.
Look down.
down. And the curving sounds and puckered vowels that rolled down my lips. I know that I have one person to thank for this gift. My sister. My sister taught me how to speak English in this country. And as I stand on this fire escape and look into my sister's eyes, there is but one word for love. And I cannot express my feelings through words anyhow. But my heartfelt realization is that she is all I have in this world, and all that I will carry into the next.
It didn't hold.
It didn't hold.
Under the mounting pressure of bodies, the fire escape did not hold.
The elevator shaft, molten metal. I'm drifting downward.
Chaos in my mind covers my throat. I feel the smoke as it fills my lungs. I feel nothing. I see nothing.
We are nothing.
And we drift. I can see the faces of my past.
My relatives.
My friends.
I can see the images as if caught in a photograph. Near the bottom of the elevator shaft, a sea of flames has engulfed the tangled, aching, mourning bodies. I am falling into a maelstrom of blood and tears. The golden flames are like a creature's tongue as it licks my feet and quickly sucks me into its mouth. Now enveloped, I broil within the confines of my own skin.
As children, my sister and I imagined how we could dance on the evening clouds that settled low over the horizon. We would laugh until the last of the sunlight was gone and the hungry moon would make its entrance. We would laugh and laugh.
And laugh and laugh
We would stare off into the golden orb, which was the moon, and dream of the sweet taste of chocolate. And I would stand behind your ears and make up tales of lands of opportunities. And so my sister will fly.
As my sinews snap and the layers of my muscle and flesh melt into themselves, I could only ask one question.
Why?
Was this the worth of my life? I had always wanted to be a ballerina.
You can be whatever you like here.
A dancer?
Yes.
A chocolate maker?
Yes.
A daughter?
Yes.
A mother? One day.
You will be anything that you want to be.
When can I choose what I want to be?
Very soon. Very, very soon.
I'm looking, but I'm scared.
It's okay. I'm with you now.
I'm.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I'm so very scared.
I know. We all are.
Along with the metal fire escape, my body careens down through the black cavern towards the cornucopia of color terrain. An overflowing profusion of images snares my eyes as the gnarled metal sled courses through my veins. The rusted piece of iron punctures my skin, enters my arms, my torso, and finally rests unapologetically above my abdomen. Still conscious, the bloody, burning bodies of broken flesh rain down around me like the leaves of the copper beech tree. The bodies seem to cascade as they rock slowly back and forth before they hit the ground with a soft thud. It's raining. It's raining hot blood. Hot, delicate, purple blood. My blood.
The fire started at 4:30 in the afternoon.
And spread up from the 8th floor.
We were on the 9th floor. No one told us. No one warned us.
The doors were locked.
Locked.
We were locked in.
Like animals on a spit of fire.
Fire.
The fire.
The fire.
The workers' strike of 1909 resulted in a signed agreement for all clothing factories in New York for safer working conditions.
The United States government had no authority over who signed the agreement.
Every major company signed the agreement.
Except
The Triangle Shirtwaist Factory.
March.
25th.
1911.
New York City.
In under 30 minutes.
146 bodies are destroyed.
Hundreds more destroyed.
The largest industrial disaster in the city's history.
And now we live and die with
The consequences.
Of capitalism.
We left our country with hope.
We left our families with the promise of a richer future.
Little did we know that our rights were already made up for us.
We left our own country to a land we thought was different, secure.
But no place is secure.
No place is safe.
One day,
Perhaps one day, it's not the country's job to protect the people that work for it.
Isn't it?
So,
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 so
now what?
not now.
no, not now. For now, there's nothing.
Nothing but memories.
nothing but fear.
nothing but fulfillment.
Nothing but bells.
I can see the land approaching. Faster and faster, closer and closer. Through the brisk, blistering air, my body quivers. I am approaching. Carry me, hold me. Smile for me.
She cannot slow down.
She cannot stop.
Yet before she kisses the earth, she remembers. She remembers.
It's found several feet below the sidewalk.
My body was discovered fused within a heap of molten metal. One of the two elevators that burned in the fire.
I hold my dear sister.
I hold my dear sister.
And I keep holding her
I keep holding her.
so tight and
And
will
will
never let
never
go.
let go.
Never.
Never.
We take one last journey together, one last adventure, the undiscovered country.
5 times I went up to get people. 5 times. But then the fire had burned the cable and we were stuck inside. In life, we build boxed barriers from those around us. So why is it that only through tragedy do we come so close together? Why couldn't I have reached out to those around me? Why did I stay in my box? Why did I hide in fear? We come into the world wet, crying, and alone. Some of us leave in exactly the same way. On this day we left together. It is a journey that none of us wants to take. That path that awaits us all has been laid out. So, I too must travel.
The fire and smoke are closing my lungs. God's brick and mortar tears have fallen to burn through and bury themselves inside my corpse. My lungs are sanguine soot, and our bodies are carried away on a palatial chariot across the great city of New York. Hand in hand, soul in soul, all of us will cross the heavens into the temperate climate, married in unison as a single footprint upon this earth. One day, when the sun has risen just for us, we shall climb the steps into that place where there are sounds of laughter, a place of smiles and playfulness. Up, up,
Towards
Towards
home.
home.
Towards home.